Hey everybody, this is my first how-to video and I just wanted to show you this pretty cool technique. So I'm making a bunch of basically screen printed underglaze transfers. I bought this kit from easyscreenprint.com. Hopefully you can see that. This is like one of my first how-to videos, so kind of new at this. Anyway, it's right there, their website. I bought these are basically like a 4x6 exposure film. And you can buy a kit. I don't remember the exact cost for the kit, but if you go to their website, you can find out that information. And then what you do is, like, I found some pictures. You want to make sure they're not copyrighted off the internet. And I go and do a lot of editing to kind of crisp up some of the edges so that it turns out better. But I've been working on this particular one for a little while. So I've already made the film for this. And it's very easy to make the actual transfer sheet. I have a bunch of them over here. This is one that actually is pre-made and you can get it from easyscreenprint.com. So that's pretty awesome. I liked that design, but I wanted to make my own. So then they're a little bit more unique. So I have this one and I will slide it over so you can see it a little bit more. We'll kind of keep this one, the transfer sheet in the frame. So I've kind of made several, and this is I think it's pronounced Siam, X-I-E-M rib, and it's the SCR8 model. It's somewhat flexible, but it's working really well, kind of like a squeegee or screening tool. And then this is kind of made for this. This came from a company that's called Chalk Couture. And I think I bought it at a craft fair or something. It works actually pretty well for little small areas. What I try to do is keep it to 2 passes, and I'll tell you about this underglaze recipe that I made. I like to put a little bit of the underglaze on the edge there just so I have a little bit more to work with just in case, and I'll just keep squeegeeing it, or kind of smoothing it back and forth across the film so it shouldn't go to waste too much. So I like to make one pass, like down or vertical and then horizontal, or vice versa. You can see where you haven't gotten the underglaze. And now I'm gonna go from right to left. And I don't really see anything. I don't wanna overwork it, because then what happens, it tends to kind of smudge. Let's see here. Let me just peel this off now. So that one turned out actually really awesome. And then I'll just keep making more of them. I'm probably gonna make, I don't know, like 12 of this particular design. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the paper that I'm using. It's pretty straightforward. All I did is I went to the dollar store and bought the tissue paper. That was per a recommendation on another YouTube video that I watched. And it's uber cheap. You don't need to buy that super expensive rice paper at Shugi Gammy or something. I did buy some of that stuff, but you sure don't get very much, and it's not very, it's kind of cost prohibitive, especially when you're kind of getting into being a production potter like myself. Oops. And ideally, when you're doing a picture, let me just give you this tidbit too. You want to make sure that it's shiny side down. And then I can now see where I've got all the underglaze on there. If it's like just an image. If it has writing on it, like this one that says life is journey, not a destination, you, of course, when you're going to go to make your transfer sheet, it needs to be the mirror image, so that when you go to put it on the cup, then you put it on the cup and then you're able to read it. So I won't be making any of those at this exact moment. I can try some here in just a second. Okay, so back to this squeeze bottle. I just picked these up off Amazon. I like them because they're a little bit bigger size. I do have little ones too where I can do like fine detail work. Again, little Amazon purchase. This is like a 1 ounce, and this is like 5 ounces, which is so awesome. These are kind of my favorites. I put glaze in them all the time. It's been kind of handy right here. I also grabbed my needle tool just in case, and then I think this is a pretty good size needle. Like, that looks bigger than a 16 gauge. I think it's a 14 gauge. Anyway, so Again, this is just dollar store white tissue paper. It's working freaking awesome. And then you can see all of the ones that I made right here earlier. Oh, and having a bucket of water is really helpful too, because the ones that you've previously used, you can just rinse them real quick and then just set them aside to dry. So those are two that I've used already. And over here, I'll try to move slow so I don't make y'all sick. I've made some of the Live to Ride, Ride to Live, and then there's some more of the Snowmobiler Dude. And then this one here, which is an awesome one, which is Wanderlust. That also comes from Easy Screen Print, and it's pre-made and it works freaking awesome. So there's all those guys. I'm going to be doing a couple winter crafts fairs, and one of them's actually a snowmobile show. So I wanted to make sure that I had some product available for that. Maybe in my next video, I will show you all how to actually make the exposure film that turns into this. It's very straightforward, and there's a lot of other videos out there, but look for that in an upcoming video. I have another transparency sheet that I've made that I actually haven't turned into one of the screen print tools yet, but I will do that. So in that squeeze bottle that I showed you a couple minutes ago, I gotta give props to this gal. Her name is Kate Missette, and I got this recipe for how to make the actual goop, Underglaze goop that's inside that bottle, which is working awesome. What I read across several places is that you want to add some Caro syrup, and then this particular recipe from this lady is 1 tablespoon Caro syrup, 2 teaspoons mason stain, and then you mix those two together really well. I didn't happen to have actual black mason stain. I had dark blue, so that's hence my kind of strange color, because I mixed it with black underglaze. But at any rate, so 1 tablespoon Caro syrup, 2 teaspoons mason stain. You're gonna mix it up super good. And then 1 teaspoon of underglaze, and then 1 tablespoon of gum solution. I know if you don't have those things, one of the most important ingredients, it seems like across the board, is having the Caro syrup. So even if you just have regular old like Speedball underglaze or Amico or whatever, Dunkin', whatever brand, just add some Caro syrup to it, because that's the secret that helps it stick to the paper. All right, well, have a wonderful night, and we will see you soon.